Ohayo, konnichiwa, konbanwa. Watashi wa pan matsuri desu. Kyou wa kinyoubi. 10月 desu. Welcome back to Learning Japanese with my Japanese coach. In yesterday's lessons, which we will go to here, we learned the months of the year, which is just a counting. So January being the first month is Ichigatsu. October being the current month, which is the 10th month, is Jugatsu, and so on. We also learned our next set of hiragana, which were the s and t sounds. So sa, shi, su, se, so, and ta, chi, tsu, te, to. As well as the dakuten form for each of those. Za, ji, zu, ze, zo, and da, ji, zu, de, do. That's right, yeah? Yeah. Okay. In this episode, we are going to be covering pronouns, as well as getting our next hiragana lesson. And at that point, we'll be caught up, and we'll be able to continue on to some new lessons. So we'll be leaving Akihabara, unfortunately. So say farewell to Akiba. But let's move forward. Learn some pronouns. Let's learn some new words. Pronouns. I'm very excited to start building sentences because that's how you speak, is in sentence form typically. So here are some common words to describe other people. So we have those, which you wouldn't like call people like things. So those is more like those things. This is sorera. Sorera. The R sounds are kind of weird. We'll get to them eventually in our hiragana lessons. So sorera. This is okay. So this is there are different like first person pronouns. They're gendered. So one of your male informal pronouns is boku. If you are into the anime, you might have seen that Boku no Hero Academia, which is that's that word. A feminine informal pronoun is atashi. Atashi. I very much like the word atashi. And then to describe a second person pronoun, you, we have anata. And then for we as a group, so first person plural pronoun, we have watashi tachi. So we know watashi already to describe ourselves. So watashi tachi is plural, us. So sorera, boku, atashi, anata, and watashi tachi. Important point of Japanese is politeness levels. Let's learn about that, shall we? When you're being polite, you should use grammar words marked as formal. So people like your boss, your teachers, your elders, your mentors, people that you would generally look up to. These are the people who you should be more formal with. Formality. Again, language has a culture aspect to it, so you don't just want to, just because you happen to be informal with everyone, doesn't mean that that's the right thing to do in another language. But since we are friends with Haruka, we can speak informally. Maybe that's accurate still. I don't know if most girls still use watashi instead of atashi. Atashi might be like outdated. I don't know. I still like it as a word. So If you're a boy and you're speaking informally, you refer to yourself as boku. So yeah, it's more polite to call people by their name. Typically, you don't want to use the third person pronouns unless you don't know them, perhaps. So this one, he is kare, or kare, 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 kare. She is kanojo, kanojo. The masculine they is karera, karera. And then feminine they is kanojo tachi. So we saw tachi with watashi tachi. And you'll see it here with you plural, anata tachi. Anata tachi. Don't use it for karera because I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. I want to make sure that you know these well. So it's game time, but we're not going to play word search because that's a dumb game. Knowing these words will be very useful in the near future. The near future is coming soon to a TV near you. Flashcards is a much better game. Okay. Whew. Let's go. All right. You'll be given one card to translate and 4 possibilities. Choose the card with the correct translation. Okay. So, sorera is the goes. Kare is he. Anatatachi is you plural. Anata is you. Is they feminine. Is they masculine. Atashi is you feminine informal, or me feminine informal. Boku is me male informal. Kanojo is her, she. Is us, we. Time limit's very rough on medium. On hard mode, you gotta have real good reflexes. I don't really understand why there's difficulty settings on a learning language game, but there are. So I find medium to be sometimes too challenging and easy to be always far too easy. So we'll go with medium. You may play the game again if you like, or continue. Let's continue. See you soon, as in right now. Okay, so we've got our pronouns. Excellent. Let's get our next hiragana. I have an actual notebook this time, so I'm not just writing on my scrap piece of paper that I use for every project. Alright, there are a total of 46 hiragana characters. You're halfway through now, except slightly less than halfway. We have 20, not counting the Dakuten versions. Those don't count towards the total 46. So, next we're getting our n sounds. Or the n. So, na, na, ni, nu, ne, no. No surprises there. All pronounced as we might expect. So let's try writing them. Alright, so na. Na starts like, here, let's watch it again. It starts like ta with the cross. I forgot. Okay, so it goes, the stroke order is weird on this one. This is one of the hardest letters for me to write. Okay, so it's horizontal, then vertical, then the loop, and then the dash. Let's try writing that actually with a pen. Okay, so it's the cross, and then the loop, and the dash. Okay, I can see how that can be like in more of a fluid motion. Okay, Next, ni. Ni is one that I memorized in relation to ta because it also has the ko at the end. So Taco and Nico. Nico being like the Love Live character. So there's the association for me. It's just the first part that's different. It's just a downward hook rather than a cross. So ni. Nu. Nu is similar to another letter we'll learn later, me. And so I remember them together because it's like the Pokemon Numel, which has both Nu and Me in its name. So that's how it works in this brain I got here. So it's swoop down and then just a big old loop with a loop at the end, which I did not have enough digital ink to actually be able to write. So that's going to make the games very fun for this one. So down and then a big loop with a loop at the end. Okay. Next, ne. Ne, I remember from the anime Samurai Champloo, because there's a joke about it. So it's a down and then a Z with a big loop at the end, which again I ran out of digital ink to do. So let's just go fast and like that. Beautiful. It's ne and de are similar, but ne has a loop at the end and de has a swoop. So down and then a Z with a loop at the end. Okay. And then no. No is like your iconic character. No is all over the place. Is just a just kind of a sideways E. But like a sideways and backwards E. So those are our na, ni, nu, ne, no letters.
Na, ni, nu, ne, no.
Na, ni, nu, ne, no. And here's the letters, the H letters. So we have ha,
Ha,
hi,
hi,
hu,
hu,
he,
he,
ho.
ho.
So as she mentions up here, pay attention to the hu character. So it's not a f sound, but it's not like a h sound. It's not hu, it's hu. So if you think of it like making your mouth like a whistling noise, like that, but like pushing a hu out, hu, ha, hi, hu, he, ho, hu. Practice makes
Ha, hi, hu, he, ho.
practice makes better on those ones. You just gotta listen to it a few times, and then eventually you'll be able to pick up hu, hu, ha, hi, hu, he, ho. I can hear it hitting my microphone, the kind of wind coming out of my mouth there. So let's write these. Ha is a character that I just memorized as is because it's the first character of my favorite character's name, which is Haruhi Suzumiya, even though Haruhi typically writes her name using katakana, so it doesn't matter. But, so it's a downward hook, and then this kind of a... Have we seen this sort of character before? No, we haven't. So it's like a... I don't know how I'd really describe it. It's got the horizontal and then kind of like a loopy L shape. There's a few characters that look like that. Next, he. He is also a character in Haruhi. So that's another one that I just memorized. It's a weird one because it's just a it's like a cursive U, but it comes down at the end. So it's just a big old... I ran out of digital ink. So you go in and then you make the bell and then you go down. Like that, kind of. Mine's definitely has that American cursive sort of spin on it. Who. All right, this one's pretty nuts. These 4 stroke syllables. Okay. So the first character you do is the dash at the top, and then this weird partial S, and then dash that way and a dash that way, wings, I guess. So a hat with a snake body, or a snake with a hat and wings, maybe, is how you might think of that one. You draw the hat, and then most of an S, and then a wing and a wing. What a weird character. I guess the S also kind of curves up at the end. Like, he is easy. It's just a little pyramid. If I were to have drawn it better, it would have up, down. Yep, that's all that one is. The down is kind of bigger than the up part. And the next is ho. So ho is very similar to ha, where we've got our hook, and then this time we just have 2, like in ki versus sa. Ki had the 2 horizontals, and sa had the 1. The relationship between ho and ha is similar. So it's a hook down, and then 2 horizontals, and then our loopy L shape. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho.
Ha, hi, hu, he, ho.
Ha, hi, hu, he, ho. Sounds more like a breath out. Hu, 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 hu. You've seen old-timey anime. She got so mean. Ready for more practice? Fading characters. No. Ready for more practice? No. That was such a bad no.
No.
That was a little better. He.
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 Ha.
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 Ni.
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 Na.
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 Na. We have ho.
Ho.
Ho. Ho, 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 ho.
Ho.
Ho. Hu.
Hu.
Oh, I messed that one up.
Hu.
Close enough. Hu is just one you gotta
Ne.
practice over and over again. Since ne.
Ne.
I screwed up that one as well.
He.
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 Nu.
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 Nu. Perfect, almost. It was perfect like. Perfect adjacent. I mean, it's easier for me because I know them all. Switch over from Romaji as soon as possible. I would like to. Okay, so let's learn about the Dakuten forms of these. So you can't use the Dakuten with the na, ni, nu, ne, no. There's no real modification that can happen to those ones. But the ha, hi, hu, he, ho, they've got 2 different modifications. So they've got the Dakuten to turn them into b sounds. So we'll see those in a moment. But we also got the han Dakuten, which is also called a maru. So we know Dakuten can also be called tenten, and Han Dakuten, which can also be called maru. The Han Dakuten is a little circle in the top right corner. and an H the ha, hi, hu, he, ho become p sounds. So whereas the ha becomes a ba, it makes it harder again with a dakuten. Ha becomes pa, so it sort of pops. And you can't use both at the same time because that wouldn't make any sense. So here are I don't know if we're going to get to look at the dakuten versions, but those are just pronounced ba, bi, bu, be, bo. Straightforward. And then we've got pa,
pa,
pi,
pi,
pu,
pu,
pe,
pe,
po.
po.
Pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Straightforward. And this is what that Han dakuten looks like. Just a little circle. So we draw it 2, 3, and 4. Great. Yeah, so that's the Han dakuten. Pa, pi, pu, pe, po. All right. So let's do some right cards then. Okay. Ni. Ni is a hook with a go afterward,
Ni.
or a ko. No is your
No.
big sideways E. Hi is a cursive U
Hi.
that goes down. Ha is a hook with a single horizontal and that sideways L. Ho is a hook with 2 horizontals and a sideways L. Except the top horizontal needs to go higher up, but it let me do that anyway. Ne is a vertical and then a Z with a loop.
Ne.
He is just that little carrot shape. Hu is a cap and then most of an S. That's not it. And then wings.
Hu.
Na is na. Try not to look at the thing. Oh my gosh. Na. Oh yeah, okay, I remember what na is. Na is the confusing one. Na is a cross and then a loop there and a cap. And then nu is a big no with a loop at the end and a cross through it. Perfect. Except for hu again, which is such a difficult character for me to write for some reason. That's going to be like my drill that I have to do is just write hu like 100 times until I just have it down. That's again, like I said, just like whenever you have a free moment, just try writing the hiragana that you know. Typically, like, so a, I, u, e, o, you would write in one row, and then the next row would be ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, and then the next row sa, shi, su, se, so, the next row ta, chi, tsu, te, to, and then na, ni, nu, ne, no, and then ha, hi, hu, he, ho, and then whatever comes after that. Who knows? I do. I'm not going to tell you. Make sure to bow when Haruka bows. Be respectful. Be polite. We may be friends, but, like, come on. We'll get those mastered, and then we can start making sentences. You're leading me on. You said we can make sentences now. Right. Okay. So that is, we are now caught up on our lessons. So we've got 30 of the 46 hiragana. I believe the next time we cover hiragana we'll get the last of them. We know some basic words, some basic pronouns, how to pronounce them. We've got our numbers, our colors, our weekdays, our months, and then some more pronouns. So we've got a lot of very basic building blocks for our sentences. Kind of the last piece we need is how to end them, and we do that perhaps by using desu, which we have seen we've seen a little bit before, but we're going to learn what it means, and we're going to go to Shinjuku Gyoen, which I have not been to, despite having been to Shinjuku many times. But we'll learn about that in our next lesson, which will happen next week. I'm still thinking about whether I'm going to do this 5 days a week or just 3 days a week, because 5 days a week is a lot of editing to do nightly. But we'll figure that out. I'll figure that part out. You don't gotta worry about that. I'll let you know how frequently class will meet. So, 私はパン祭りです. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope your day is going exactly the way that you want it to.